Here we have a 2012 on a 62 registration, Neoplan P22 Tourliner, 61 seat executive coach. So, we are just north of Peterborough in the Deepings. It's posh round here, to be honest. In fact, how riff-raff like me's got in, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, we're at Coach of Langtoft. And we are looking at this, from the colour you can tell, former Options of Rochdale long Neoplan. So, still finished in Options blue. Bodywork's all good, to be honest. I mean, you're always going to get bits on a vehicle that's sort of coming up to its 13th birthday. Alloy wheels are fitted. Power operated centre continental doors fitted. You know, she's quite straight, to be fair. Under the bonnet, you've got a Euro 5 MAN engine. That's driven through a 12-speed Tipmatic automated gearbox, which is essentially a rebadged ZFAS-tronic. Reverse cameras fitted and working. Back down the near side again. Bodywork's fine. Can't really find any things that really make me cringe. We've got parallel opening lockers, and being just short of 14 metres, you've got a humongous amount of luggage space. You ain't going to struggle much in there. Then, as we jump on board, we've got 61 keel reclining seats. Very muted interior, very neutral, very inoffensive. Lap belts are fitted. We've got leather piping and headrest inserts. Seats are all in good order, to be honest. The only thing that lets them down, and these aren't too bad, is that they've got that material on that shows up everything. And, you know, if you leave it too long, it looks like somebody's wet themselves. But in fairness, these are pretty much on top of it. You know, that's possibly the worst one. But you've just got to keep on top of them, unfortunately. It wasn't MAN's best idea to use this stuff in here. Side wave movements fitted. There's trace to the seat backs, and bar one, I think, they're all present and correct. Even the magazine nets, you can see some have been changed, but at least they're not all baggy and saggy and horrible. We've got wood effect laminate to the floor. We're wired for DVD. We've got 3 monitors fixed at the front and 2 power drop down units in the centre. Centre sunken toilet unit with hot drinks facility on top. We've also got 2 40-volt sockets here and by the driver. There is an inverter fitted to this vehicle. All in all, for its age, and its low mileage, but we've not got that far yet, but all in all for its age, she's tidy. Original paint, 13 years old, she's not doing so bad. Might be getting ready for a change of colour, because blue's not everybody's cup of tea. But, you know, high capacity people mover. What's wrong with her? She'll do the job. Now, there's always that thing in the back of people's heads, isn't there? Euro 5 MAN. Ooh, now but bother. What a load of rubbish, right? All you've got to do with these is, like any other vehicle these days, look after it, right? If it'll tell you if something's going wrong. The signs will be there. You know, everything's on about EGR valve. Well, EGR valve isn't the issue. It's what goes wrong if you don't replace the EGR valve and the EGR valve fails, because then you're looking at, you know, intercooler radiators, even engines, right? All you need to do is be aware if she starts using a bit of water, if you see any wisps of white smoke coming out the exhaust, and every couple of inspections, separate the radiators and clean them out and get rid of all the gunk that accumulates. And people say to me, why do manufacturers put the radiator on the curbside to pick up all the debris that's in the gutters? Well, it's easy, because in every other country they build these for, the radiator's in the middle of the road, and they're not going to re-engineer it all for the UK. But honestly, if you keep on top of one of these, it'll look after you. And all you know, just any of those things crop up that I've just mentioned, straight into your local MAN dealer, as long as they know what they're doing with a coach, and get it sorted. Don't do it yourself, get it in there, because if you get it in there, you've got warranty if anything horrible does go wrong. Dash is, it's all good. Listen, the usual button to go on these is the door button, because it gets that much. Because what it is, you've got to keep your finger on it for a second till it engages. Everything on these Euro 5 Tourliner, well, no, on a Tourliner 1 is on a go slow. For example, if you shut the door and you take the handbrake off before you hear the beep, the door opens, right? You've got to give it time. And it's the same with it. If you flick the door button, it doesn't shut, right? So what happens is then drivers get frustrated and start poking it and putting an hole in it, exactly like what's happened there, right? Other than that, everything else is fine. But it's the door button, because it's the most used button, obviously. Mileage, just clocked 500,000. So for a 13-year-old vehicle, quite low mileage in all honesty. The winner for me, I'm a big Tourliner fan anyway. One thing I don't like about the Tourliner ones is all this pale blue, because it works in here, so I do like it in this one because it goes with the grey. But then you get in one, it's got red seats, don't work, right? But in fairness, I am a big fan of the Tourliner. I think from a passenger perspective, they're nice and light and airy, they feel roomy, they ride well, they're comfortable, they're quiet. From a driver's point of view, they're effortless. You know, I just think they're a good all-rounder for everybody. They just seem to be, I've just spotted that there's a forward-facing cam there so everybody can get a front seat view. They're effortless, you know, and from everybody's point of view that's involved, be it driver or passenger, they are a great vehicle. So to recap, it's a 2012 on a 62 registration, Neoplan P22 Tourliner, 61 seat executive coach.